Recently, the Chinese ambassador, that is Zhou Ting, met with retired General Chiwenga, and according to the information that this man has relayed to retired General Chiwenga, that China has created 1 million jobs in Zimbabwe. Now, I'm asking myself if really China initiated such a development to the people of Zimbabwe, will the people of Zimbabwe be, that would be a lot of jobs injected into the economy. 1 million job in an economy like Zimbabwe of working class. That's a lot of jobs if indeed China is telling the truth. And this has been published by the state media, and you can tell that this is a lie. This is propaganda. What from a Chinese ambassador? China and Zimbabwe, in terms of politics, looking at the political tactics of Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa, it's just one and the same thing. So he told the general that he has created, their investment has actually created 1 million jobs. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So this is what China, this is what the state media wrote. It says the numbers are stark, impressive, and hold the potential to reshape very fabric of Zimbabwe's economy. During a high-level meeting with Vice President Dr. Munu Mutapa offices on Monday, Chinese ambassador to Zimbabwe, Zhao Ting, delivered a comprehensive update on the state of bilateral economic cooperation that left little doubt about the deepening strategic partnership between Harare and Beijing. The ambassador reiterated the bilateral debt between the two nations hit a record high of 4.4 billion in 2025, a figure that represents not merely a statistical milestone, but a testament to the growing synergies between Zimbabwe's abundant natural resources and China's vast industrial and consumer market. Statistics also show that total Chinese investment in Zimbabwe has surpassed a 10 billion mark in recent years, encouraging a diverse portfolio of projects spanning the length and breadth of the country, from sprawling lithium processing plant to the steel mega project flourishing in the Midlands. Yet it is arguably the human impact that resonates most powerful and meaningful among ordinary Zimbabweans. Ambassador Zhou emphasized that Chinese investment currently sustains approximately 1 million jobs across the nation, providing livelihoods for countless families and injecting hundreds of millions of US dollars in tax revenue into the national fiscus each year. These are not transient or precarious positions, but rather stable, formal employment opportunities that are transforming communities and stemming the tide of economic emigration. The 1 million job figure is not an abstract statistic buried in diplomatic communique. I think that's the truth. This is an abstract statistic buried in diplomatic communique. There is no tangibility in that. There is no way Zimbabwe could have recorded such figures in terms of job creation, and Zimbabweans would be suffering at the state and at the rate Zimbabweans are suffering. And also, China makes its own people to work long hours. They are abusive to their own people. They are not earning that. And don't expect that these so-called 1 million jobs that they are creating, they are really formal jobs. I doubt on whether they also pay taxes. If you go to any countries in Africa, you will discover that Chinese, most of them, they migrate illegally and they fail to create pay revenue in the country where they are hosted most of the times. To think Chinese shop, they pay revenue to the government, taxes. I doubt they do so. Mostly they employ, foreigners, and they pay them legally. Most of the shops in China, in South Africa, they are paying salaries of 3,000 rand, and they operate businesses, but those businesses, as much as they create employment, but people are paid peanuts, and mostly they opt to employ foreigners rather than local people, because local people could actually take them, report them to the government, report their shenanigans to the government. So the propaganda machinery continues to say the agricultural sector remains a cornerstone of this partnership. Tobacco, contract farming. You remember the tobacco farmers in Zimbabwe were recently crying. They were recently crying of the price of tobacco, that the money they are forced to sell tobacco with is not sustainable. It will not enable them to produce and also to feed their families. I remember tobacco farmers striking. Then look at this propaganda machinery. It is actually claiming that this investment is helping the farmers in Zimbabwe. Saying China exports, China valued at 800 million, sustain livelihoods of an estimated 500,000. This is a lie. This is a lie. So people who produce tobacco, they sustain a livelihood. This is just playing with figures to give an impression that under Emerson Mnangagwa, the China-Zimbabwe relations have actually resulted in Zimbabwe getting jobs, in Zimbabwean economy booming. This is what the state media. If that's the fact, why is it if you go to the South African border between Zimbabwe and South Africa today, you will discover that there are thousands of Zimbabwe who are opting to cross the border to face xenophobia and actually work in a very dangerous country, that is South Africa. Why is that the fact? If Zimbabwe has actually created such jobs. We know China is looting the lithium in Zimbabwe. Even if they are paying the money is benefiting Zwikanandas, as well as also the family of Emerson Mnangagwa, not the majority of the people of Zimbabwe. So that's a lie. I don't think if an economy creates 1 million jobs, you know, in Zimbabwe, they just play with numbers. The state media will just write these numbers. If we say prove them, prove that the Chinese have employed 1 million Zimbabweans, there is absolutely no proof that China has employed 1 million Zimbabweans. This is a lie, a broad daylight lie, saying Chinese investment is creating 1 million jobs for the people of Zimbabwe. Their investment into tobacco is resulting in 500,000 families benefiting from that. Very same families that were complaining of the price that has been set by the government to take tobacco from the farmers. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, come the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Wakanqobo Mhlabane is signing off. Let me laugh and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast.